Okay, so the lighting's kind of not the best. It's like 4:30 and it should be much brighter, but whatever. Okay, so I read this in like 2 days. You kind of get hooked to it, but then I kind of wasn't. So I'm gonna be like brutally honest in my reviews. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat things, you guys. So I saw this at Barnes & Noble probably like a month ago or something. And this is what today's book review is about. Next to Heaven by James Frey. I saw this on the tables at Barnes & Noble and I was like, that looks like something I would read. Especially because, I'm gonna read the back to you, but it says, sex, money, secrets, terrible people and beautiful houses, a party, an affair, a Gatsby-esque spectacle of wealth, debauchery, and moral decay. A murder you won't see coming, an ending that will leave you breathless. Settle into your favorite spot because once you start, you won't be able to stop, which is kind of what happened to me. You're going next to heaven. So that's the back, and then this is the spine. And then this is the inside flap. I feel like I should show more details because people probably want to know. I would want to know these details. Inside flap, that's the author. It's 322 pages. And then this is how the font looks in the pages. And I don't think you can get me in trouble for showing this because people need to know at least what the font and the page color looks like. So this is how that looks. So it's a long hardcover. So I got it finally a couple days ago, and I read it in 2 days during my days off. And okay, so if you don't like stories that move slowly, this one's probably not for you. It literally takes 100 pages, over 100 pages, like 120, to get to the main event. And the main event was such a letdown. The main event literally was, I have to say, I did enjoy the book. I thought it was decent, but it's not as good as I thought it was going to be because the first 120 pages make it seem like this huge climb to the main event that they're gonna have, which is like this huge, crazy party. I don't wanna say certain words. This is definitely an adult book, by the way, not a children or teenage book. I would say you have to be like 20 at least to read this, honestly. So if you're younger than 20, I wouldn't recommend you reading it. There's like this huge build up to get to the main event, to get to the dinner, to the party, whatever. And then when the party comes, it's like 8 pages, probably less than that. I don't know. But then like nothing like really crazy happens. Literally like nothing really crazy happens, which I thought was going to be where the crazy stuff happened. And then all of a sudden it's just like the next day and we're like back to normal life. And I'm like, huh? Like what? So yeah, that happened with that. So I was confused by that. So weird. But then, obviously I have to spoil it. Basically, what I didn't like is that the climb, there was this huge climb for it, and then it didn't deliver to me because I thought the party was going to be so crazy, and it was not really crazy because it's something that I thought these people would already be doing no matter, like anyway, because they're uber wealthy. Not like Uber, but like Uber as in like extraordinarily wealthy, because people are gonna think I mean Uber like the app. No, I mean like uber wealthy, like dripping in gold wealthy, like literally so wealthy, like yeah. So I don't like, okay, there was too many characters as backstories, and like, at least for me, maybe a lot of people actually like this about the story, but at least for me, I didn't really care to know so much about every single person's backstory. Like maybe a little bit. I mean, it was a little bit, but it felt like a lot to me because there was a lot of backstory that we got. There was probably like 6 or 8 different characters that we got like their own chapters of backstory, because this is told in third person. There's just like so much backstory for me to like even care. Like I started not caring about the story. I was like, oh my God, okay. Like, can I just get to the main part? Like, I know it's important, but it's just like, I don't care. But like I do, but like I don't. I don't know. Like that's why I like to write like usually just like the meat and the potatoes and then just do the details after. And I don't like to do too many details. It just kind of, for me, I didn't want something where I had to know the details of everything of their life, whatever. Anyways, a lot of people might like that. I feel like I'm ranting now, but I didn't have to know all of that about every single character. Like, it was just a little too much for me, okay? It was a little too much for me. Like, I don't need to know all that, honestly. But all in all, I thought it was decent. I thought it was good. Was it a bad book? No, I don't think it was a bad book. I just think that I would have done it differently. But you guys, this is not my story. This is James Frey's story. So he can do whatever he wants with it. And I am no one to say what you should be doing with your story. Like, literally, no one has anything to say about what you should be doing with your story except the writer. Literally, no one should be telling the writer at all what to be writing about. So he can write whatever he wants. But it's just not what I thought it would be. Some of the things were funny. I did enjoy a lot of it. And then the murder was kind of very... I knew I expected it because it showed it in the back. But it was very... interesting and surprising, and I thought the murder was going to happen in the dinner, and sorry to let your hopes down, but it doesn't in like the main event. But yeah, there's a lot of wealth, a lot of there's just like so much wealth and just like fighting over like assets and companies and businesses and CIA people and so much stuff. And it's just like, it was very interesting. I felt like I was kind of reading, so I just finished watching Your Friends and Neighbors like a week or two ago on Apple TV. I thought it was really good, and it's everything I wanted in the show. So that was really, really good. And I don't know why, but I felt like reading this was kind of like a tie-in to that. They have nothing to do with each other. I just felt like the lives of like the elite. This is on a whole other level compared to Your Friends and Neighbors. Like, Your Friends and Neighbors is like, compared to this amount of wealth, they're like poor. Oh my God, stop. Like, if you compare it to this amount of wealth in this book, then yeah, they're like poor basically. Because this is like close to trillions, honestly. I would say so. I mean, you could say it's more like, well, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, probably my favorite thing about this book was, I think like the first two chapters, like when Devin, which is the main character, and Billy met. I loved it, and I can see it as a movie really, really well. And I don't know what else to say about this book. I thought the writing style was interesting. The layout and the layout of the book and like how he did it. I thought it was interesting. I say it's worth the read for someone that, sorry, my leg is like asleep, so I have to like adjust. I feel like this is worth the read for someone that wants to read a book about like exuberant wealth and like crazy elitist vibes. And just like the drama of that. If you're kind of into like reading a murder, the murder part really doesn't happen till like halfway through the book and then like forward. I don't really like, I think I'm finding out that I don't really like to read. I think reading The Secret History made me realize that I don't really like to read about murders. It's just like, wait, because there was also, I don't know, I think it depends on how the stories, I don't know. I just didn't like that. And then I don't really like the murder in this either. I don't know. It just feels so, but then you're going to be like, why did you read American Psycho? But that's different. That's like a serial killer. And it's just like a classic that I just like had to read. And I was actually really glad I read it. I never want to read a book like that again because it was way too much for my brain. But like, yeah. So I don't know what else to say, but that's Next to Heaven by James Frey. And you guys should go check it out. And then I have another book review coming because I just did, okay, I'll give you a little tease. I don't know if I'm going to film it today, but I probably will. I bought this at the same time I bought Next to Heaven. And I finished reading Next to Heaven yesterday at like 3 p.m. And then I started reading this right after, and I got like 100 pages into it already. And I only have like 50 pages left to read of it today. So I still have to finish reading this right now after I finish eating. And then I will make a review on this. So stay tuned.